So I've been with Inago for over a year now. My education background is I have a bachelor's in biochemistry, followed by a master's in pharmaceutical sciences. And then I completed my doctorate in osteopathic medicine in the USA. It's basically a different type of medical degree, and that was done in 2020. I have had over 2 years of clinical experience and counting, and I am currently working on the side doing this job as a medical writer, medical editor. So also regarding to my experiences this past summer, I was able to take part of a really cool summer internship where I was able to work with pharmaceutical companies to better help make sure that the medicine and drugs that they were talking about were accurate with their description, and also be able to convey that medical information in a way that would be attractive to the audience. So all the experiences that I just talked about help when I am editing you all's papers, because I am able to understand not only just the scientific literature and know how to double check or confirm the validity of that information through doing my own Google search, but as I said with the summer internship, also know how to take that information and discuss it in a way that's going to be attractive to your audience. In this case, both the editors of the journal of your interest, as well as the general public, once your manuscript turns into an official article in their journal. I've always loved the written word. I mentioned that my major was biochemistry, but fun fact is my minor is actually in English literature. My favorite author of all time is actually William Shakespeare. Fell in love with this book called The Taming of the Shrew, loving the comedies and loving the beauty and the complexity of words and how you use those words to convey your message. So I just continued reading and learning and mastering how to take your words and use it to convey a message of strength, hope, intelligence. So some of my favorite authors are Voltaire, George Orwell, Dr. Ben Carson, Dr. Perry Klaas, and Dr. Atsu Gawande, and Lee Strobel. And what I've loved about the written word also is that it challenges me to rethink how I think. And I think that's the point of all the literature that we put out when we're doing medical articles and op-ed pieces or reviews. It's to challenge your colleagues on how they think and what they're thinking in regards to what's possible in the fields of science and medical science. So after doing years of research on my own through summer internships and getting to see op-ed pieces as well as review articles, that was another thing that really helped me see that I can take that love for the written word and put it in or combine it rather in a way that can both challenge and inspire people who read what I had to say. And to also be honest, it's just kind of cool to feel heard. I think that's another thing I love about doing medical writing and doing edits. I am able to empower you all to be heard, to feel that what my thoughts, my ideas, and my research not only is good, but it's important and it deserves to have a voice through the journals, through poster presentations, or through whatever method or way you're hoping to put that knowledge out to the general public. So I will say that with Inago, this is the first medical writing company that I have worked with, and I actually love the experience. Everyone has been very kind, very accessible. If I have questions or concerns, I know that I can reach out and email them, and they're going to respond within a decent time. And what to me really stands our company apart from even AI companies or whatnot is that it's not just correcting your mistakes. It's literally empowering you to understand how to best take your ideas and convey it to your audience in a way that is going to make your voice, make your research, make your blood, sweat, and tears that you put into these papers heard in the first place. And the first time I personally felt that is when I asked them just for feedback on how I was editing. I had been getting positive numeric feedback, but I just wanted to see that, okay, I'm hitting 27s, 28s. How can I get to that 30? What can I do to be better? And I really appreciate the fact that they took the time out just to reach out to me. Just to be able to say, okay, you tend to do this, but this is what we're expecting. Or this is going to make it a more succinct and successful editing or read through of the article. And I feel like that's the Inago difference. You're really getting people in person, people who are not just wanting to tell you what's right and wrong, but are invested to help your work be the best that it can be. And that's something I love. So for me, I told you about my major was biochemistry, and I've had a plethora of experiences in the fields of biochemistry, as well as microbiology and oncology. And since I did go to medical school, I got exposed to multiple fields, whether it be surgery, family medicine, pediatrics, which was my favorite. That's actually what I had chosen to specialize in. Then you have further subjects such as neurology and psychology, psychiatry, and all plethora of fields. So that is, I'm basically open to anything that's medical related. I've actually done an article that was in veterinary sciences, so that was a pretty cool experience. So for me, I am able to be flexible. I'm able to know how to adapt to any subject matter. So I am excited to see what you all are able to offer me in regards to what I get to read and learn from. And that's actually another thing I like about this field. I'm literally learning from you all. So I feel like it's not just you're gaining from me and me giving my input, but I'm gaining from you and learning something that I wouldn't have learned otherwise. And I'm someone that believes in lifelong learning. So my style, I try to do kind of the sandwich effect, and that, okay, these are the things that I really like that you did. I can see your strong points, and I can see how what your research or your ideas is going to help further along medicine. And then I try to go into the, okay, this is where I feel like we could go from a 5 out of 10 to maybe an 8 or a 9 out of 10. And I am also not afraid to be able to say that, you know what, as much as I think this is a good idea, it may not be ready to go into publishing or be submitted to the editor-in-chief yet. As someone who has seen a lot of rejections, well, thankfully also a lot of successes, I understand how it can be disappointing if you feel ill-prepared or you felt that you were properly prepared, and then once you submit, you get that no. And that's my number one goal, to help prevent that no and to empower you to feel comfortable to say that this paper, if I submit it, I'm submitting my best, and it's going to be perceived as a positive contribution to that journal. Because I know how long and the dedication you have put into the research and the writing and the trust in us to make sure that your work is able to showcase that. So that is something I am very much passionate about, just making sure that the work that you have, that it is able to shine forth. I am, once again, Dr. Taiwo Ajumobi.